Our greatest fears may be coming true. Texas and its business luring model might very well have turned the state more to the left than people might want to admit. A district attorney in Texas is saying that a license plate that he has had for 35 years is now being canceled by the Texas Department of Motor Vehicles. For the past 35 years, Fannin County District Attorney Richard Glazer's license plate has read Hang M. But today, the Texas Department of Motor Vehicles based out of Austin is forcing him to change the license plate after they claim to have received multiple complaints from what is undoubtedly liberal transplants from states such as California and New York. Glazer said that he also proposed changing it to GELDEM, but the DMV quickly denied that idea too. Sadly, after his second denial, the DA has decided to just scrap the whole personalized license plate idea, which has been his motto for most of this adult life. Politico reported in 2013. Perry faces backlash over jobs raids. Governor Rick Perry's high-profile efforts to lure jobs to Texas from other states may be good business and smart politics back home, but they're infuriating to prominent Democrats around the country. And now at least one Republican business leader says Perry's taking the Lone Star swagger a little too far. Perry's forceful recruitment campaigns, featuring radio and magazine ads as well as personal appearances, promised low-tax, pro-growth policies in Texas, and they also trashed the business climate in places like California. I hear building a business in California is next to impossible, and Illinois, an environment that, intentionally or not, is designed for you to fail. Those attacks hit where it hurts and have touched off an angry political backlash against Perry outside the Texas borders, with Democrats mocking his attempts to steal jobs as clownish, and warning the Republican governor to keep his hands off. In a memorable put-down, Governor Jerry Brown said Perry's incursions into California were about as effective as breaking wind. But other observers say Perry knows exactly what he's doing. At the end of the day, no matter how any of the states respond, people are left with two distinct messages. That guy down in Texas has got big brass balls and he's creating a lot of jobs. Mark McKinnon, a political strategist with deep Texas ties, told Politico. It's brilliant marketing and very smart politics. McKinnon also noted, of course, it breaks all the rules of interstate diplomacy and protocol. Perry has stepped up jobs raids into the blue states of Illinois and California this year, efforts that come as he looks to announce his next political step after the Texas legislative session concludes. His current gubernatorial term is up in 2014, and he hasn't ruled out a 2016 presidential run. The governor's bids to encourage companies to relocate, critics call it poaching, are the most aggressive in the nation, according to experts. It's irresistible to a lot of governors, but Perry has been the leader, said Mark Morrow, a senior fellow and director of policy for the Metropolitan Policy Program at the Brookings Institution. This is not necessarily the best way for state executives to spend time, but it's hard to resist. It's politically attractive. The chief executive is seen as, quote, trying to do something. Any successful relocation offers the tried and true moment of the ribbon cutting, so it's pretty intoxicating stuff. President Barack Obama's home state of Illinois has been in the sights of several Republican governors, including Chris Christie of New Jersey, Scott Walker of Wisconsin and Rick Scott of Florida. They all have tried to lure Illinois companies to move and set up shop in what the GOP chief executives bill as their lower tax, lower regulation states. But even Scott acknowledged, in a letter to members of the Illinois business community, that Texas is leading the way. He noted that the Sunshine State is nipping at the heels of Texas every day, as we approach the #1 spot. Some of those who have been on the receiving end say that Perry raises eyebrows as much for his grating style as for the substance of his pitch. The biggest difference with Perry was, he was kind of like a Roman emperor coming into town with horns blowing in front of his arrival, his parade. Doug Whitley, the president and CEO of the Illinois Chamber of Commerce, told Politico. This is what I was fearing since former Texas Governor Rick Perry came to my home state of California in 2013 to try to entice California businesses to move their operations to low tax and low property cost Texas. While it's undeniably great for the Texas economy, I thought to myself, why does Texas want to bring the people into its state that are responsible for the ruin of my state? Don't get me wrong, if they want them they can have them. Don't get me wrong, if they want them they can have them. Fewer problems for us Californians who believe in conservatism, freedom, and the U.S. Constitution, But anyone could see the social repercussions were going to be dire for Texas, no matter how many times they recite the motto, "Don't mess with Texas." Sometimes you just have to be very careful of what you wish for because the outcome might not be what is in the best interest in the long run.